This is a brilliant seeder. It is made for planting small seeds like Teff grass, which is what we're going to use it for. We also sometimes use these to plant alfalfa. Our local soil and water conservation district rented us this machine for a pretty reasonable rate, really. It's why they're there. And we are just waiting to use it to put in that field of Teff grass. 2 fields, actually. The one 6 or 7 acre field, and then a little 2 acre sort of a test plot area that we got from the neighbors that said they said we could just use it for free. Anyway, we're going to use this to plant the Teff grass, and we are just waiting for some dry weather now. We've had rain, well, fairly regularly. We've only had 3 or 4 days in between rain spells, which is not a bad thing for all the other crops. And it's certainly not too late to be planting Teff. You can plant Teff into mid-June and still be able to get a good harvest off of it. So the only thing making us antsy about this is just that the drill is sitting here, and if somebody else needs it, they'll have to come and grab it perhaps, and then it won't be available to us. So we'd like to use it and get it back to them. But other than that, it's just awaiting the right conditions. So we're hoping maybe by the end of this week. We've got probably 7 days in the forecast that are looking clear so far. That should give us plenty of time for the soil to dry out and for us to be able to get that crop of Teff grass in using this machine. I'll try to get some footage of that when it happens. And then that will be ready to go. And that's really kind of the last thing we're planting this spring. Everything else is in and we're just managing now. Now that is one of the most beautiful sights of summer right there. Alfalfa hay being windrowed. That's gonna smell nice tonight. There he goes. Now, you might observe that we set the windrows pretty wide, and that's partly because we're maybe going to be in a time crunch here as far as getting this dry. And our crimping rollers on that hay vine are not in the best shape. The rubber's kind of coming off of them, so rather than make a narrow windrow, we're going to leave it wide. We're going to let it sit for a couple of days. It'll dry all day tomorrow, Friday. Tomorrow's Friday. And then Saturday, we'll probably rake it in the morning. Let it dry all day Saturday, and we might be able to bale Sunday afternoon if this kind of weather holds. It is warm, 79 degrees today, sunny. The dew point started out in the 60s this morning. It dropped into the 40s like a rock at about 10 a.m. or so. It's supposed to stay low, so this is perfect hay drying weather. So if we play our cards right here, this will make really fantastic hay. As always, the lesson to be taken away from anything like this, because we just decided to cut this morning. We were not planning on cutting hay, and now we decided to pull the trigger on it just based on the weather report. So the name of the game is flexibility. Just being able to say, whoop. That's Minnesotan, by the way, for hey, whoop. Whoop, it's time to do this. All right, let's do it. To be fair, whoop is Minnesotan for a lot of things, like, oh, let me sneak past you there, or, oh, excuse me. Oh, looks like you could use a hand. Oh, could you pass the salt, please? Hello everyone, it's Sunday, May 31st, and we have got a lot going on today. You might remember we cut the hay down this past Thursday. So for the last couple of days, we've been doing other odds and ends around the farm. I actually wasn't able to be here yesterday, but Dad worked up the fields that we're going to plant Teff grass in and got that all prepped, and he raked the hay over. So today we're doing a number of things. We're going to try to get the Teff grass planted, so I'm going to take some footage of that, and then this afternoon we'll be baling hay. So I just want to show you what this Teff grass seed looks like. It's extremely fine. This is the Teff grass seed. And you apply this at, well, we're putting it on at 10 pounds per acre. And it's like sand. So that's why we're using the Brilliant seeder, because it has a very kind of accurate seeding mechanism that's able to be very fine-tuned for how much you're applying for these small seeds. So Dad's gonna go out and start putting this in the ground, and I'm gonna start tuning up the baler and checking tire pressure on wagons and doing all that stuff to get ready. So we're gonna do a little double duty here. Say good morning, Dad.
Good morning. I'm teffing away today.
Teffing away.
Yeah.
Did we just turn that into a verb? Like,
No.
like Google? Like we're gonna Google things, we're gonna go Teffin?
Yeah, we're gonna go Teffin. That's what I'm doing.
Okay. Here's the field as Dad prepped it yesterday. He disked it lightly one more time and then went over it with the drag. So it should have a nice seed bed here. I'll let that noisy beast get away from me for a minute here so I can talk. You can see here, it leaves a really smooth surface when all is said and done. And that's good because this teff grass is only supposed to be in the ground 1/4 of an inch. And that's a really tough planting depth to achieve with a regular grain drill to keep that uniform. It can be done, guys, do it successfully. This we just feel is a better way, even though we had to till the field beforehand. But everything I read up, I wanted to try no-tilling this teff grass. The success rate on it is just not very good from my understanding. A lot of guys have tried it. There's forums online. New Ag Talk was where I kind of poked around, and there's a Hay Talk forum online that people share their experiences. And it sounds like no-tilling it is just not the best idea. So we decided just to have that diversity in the rotation, it was worth doing the tillage, smoothing this out. And then the benefit of that is this makes a really nice surface for then coming in and cutting that hay down with the hay bind. There he goes. It is noisy though, isn't it? Anyway, so we'll have a real smooth, flat field here that'll be nice to run the hay bind in. It'll be nice to run the baler over. If this works out, conditions will be perfect. We're supposed to get rain next week, and it's Sunday today, so I guess technically it's this week. So if we can get this seeded in and the hay baled, the hay field is right over there, we're gonna be in good shape today. Lots going on. Now, as much as I'd love to sit and watch him and talk at you all day, I got stuff I need to do. All right, I gotta go dig the baler out of its hiding spot in the pasture and start tuning it up. We're hooked up. Next stop, tire pressure. All right, I got the baler pulled up here. I got all the grease points greased. Got it folded open for field use. Now I've just got to go through and pull out all the old nasty hay that gets left in there over the winter. Gross. I got it running. I got the old hay cleaned out, got the nodder cleaned up, re-threaded the nodder. But I see we've got some pretty loose chains here. So I'm going to tighten them up and oil everything. Hey, there seem to be a lot of you farm tubers out there who are sponsored by WD-40, so maybe one of you could answer me a question. Is it good for your skin? Because I seem to be covered in it all the time. Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's WD. Here we go. Dana's getting a driving lesson from Papa Bear. City girl turned country. As you might imagine, trying to take video in between hay bales is going to be kind of tough, so we'll see what we can do. All right, that's 2 loads, and Dana has now driven. Well, you drove last year a little bit, but this is your first time. Well, it's our first time baling this year, so
yeah,
you're getting back in the swing of things.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
I just wanted to know if I get to call myself a farmer now.
Should we leave it up to the YouTubers out there, the commenters? Does she get to call herself a farmer because she's baling? She's driving for baling hay?
Does it count? I don't know. I'm learning. Y'all decide, please. Thank you.
She's doing pretty good. She only forgot to turn the baler on once. All right, there's our second load of really nice hay. It's 120 bales per wagon. We're hooked up here. Dana's ready. We're gonna go some more. We're on load number 3, just finished. There it is, I guess. I'm starting to feel it a little bit now. 360 bales in. Arms are a little scratched up, but we're doing good. Looks like Another load for sure, and maybe part of another one. Oh, where's the bathroom around this place? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a Zach Johnson joke. I thought I'd steal it because I never see you baling hay, and I'm probably not going to. While Dana and I have been baling, everybody else has been over at the barn unloading, so I'm taking the last load over there. So here I am at the old editing station many moons later, and I realized as I'm putting this video together that I didn't have a good ending for it. I couldn't find any clips that really wrapped it up, so moral of the story, we made 586 bales of alfalfa that day, and when I got over to the barn and was going to take some video of the unloading process, it was too dark. There's no lights over there, and we were rushing to try to get that hay unloaded before we ran out of daylight, so we just hustled through it and went home. So there you go, that's the end of the story. But at least I get a chance to say thanks for watching, and we'll see you the next time around.